Alright guys, so I'm going to be reviewing Shang-Chi versus the Marvel Universe. This was sent to me by my good friend Chris, aka the Mount Vernon Kid. Chris, thank you again for this book, and for the others. This is part of the Marvel DC haul he sent me earlier this month. And yeah, so I'm finally back on after finally getting a little more situated in the new house, and got back to reading the comics he sent me. And yeah. So we're going to be talking about this book. So this bit of a context for this book. If you guys don't remember, I did a review of Shang-Chi Brothers and Sisters, which was the first volume of the first miniseries of Shang-Chi's Jin Yun Lang's I cannot pronounce that name. I'm sorry. Jin Yun Lang's Jin Yun Yang. God damn it. Most of you guys would know him best as the guy who wrote the first two Avatar miniseries, The Search and The Promise. So he is Gene has been basically doing the Shang-Chi series, and in that series, Gene has now fuck. Oh, I'm a mess today. Shang has taken over his father's empire as the new supreme commander of the Deadly Weapon Society. And in here, it's just him cleaning up the mess. But in doing so, throughout the 6 issues, he is basically encountering several characters from the Marvel Universe every issue. It's literally like every issue is a team-up of Shang-Chi doing battle with all of his, every Marvel, like a vast majority of well-known Marvel characters. Of course, you start with Spider-Man, then next issue it's Captain America, followed by Wolverine, then Fantastic Four, then Iron Man, then finally the Avengers, though it's mainly Thor. So, yeah. So this comic is pretty interesting. It does a lot for 6 issues, and yeah. It's a very, it kind of actually, I will say this, and I'm going to get this out of the way because I need to talk about this real quick. This comic embodies everything wrong with, like, friendships in the Marvel Universe, and not to say there aren't bad friendships in the Marvel Universe. It's just, for some reason, and I don't know what it is. Is it an editor thing? Is it a writer mentality thing? I don't generally know what the deal is. But every time, a character gets power that's kind of questionable, 9 times out of 10, all of the Marvel superheroes are like, we can't trust them, they're dangerous now. No one stops to question until later. Maybe they're under mind control, or maybe something else happened to them. That's what happened with Daredevil when he took over the Hand. No one said, "Hey, I trust Daredevil. Let's see what he can do with the Hand." No one at first did that with Steve Rogers when he joined Hydra, or with Wolverine when he got mind controlled. Steve, of course, that wasn't really Steve. That was Hydra Cap Steve. Different thing, I know, but still, that kind of applies here. No one did that when Wolverine was mind-controlled by the Hand and Hydra. There was a lot. There's so many times I can point to where a character takes over an organization that is questionable, but everyone immediately questions their character for taking over. Unless it's Punisher, because, yeah, everyone was like, oh, yeah, Punisher taking over the Hand? Yeah, don't trust him. The guy who murders people left and right? Yeah, that's justifiable. Like, that one I give pass for, because everyone's like, yeah, Frank, you're a fucking murderer. Anyway, so no one, even though they've known these characters for a long amount of time, like, everyone in the Marvel Universe is like, you're evil now, we can't trust you, or you've gone off the deep end, even though you might be mind-controlled, or you're generally good. Shang-Chi is actually trying to change the 5 Weapon Society alongside his siblings that he discovered, and no one gives him the benefit of the doubt. Like, immediately, everyone doesn't trust him. Now, some of it is caused by his brother and his sister, who are like, yeah, they are still kind of, like, having trouble, like, adjusting to no longer being assassins, so that's kind of a thing, and yeah. But it's the same thing, like, it kind of applies. It always bothers me that every Marvel character always goes to the 9th degree. Like, they all go to 11 the moment something goes different. Like, they did that when they don't treat Spider-Man with any respect when, he was no one even goes, Spider-Man's clearly evil and not totally taken over by the mind of one of his greatest enemies. That's totally Spider-Man. Or, hey, Spider-Man has been befriended, like Wilson Fisk is really endorsing Spider-Man. It can't be Peter's fault, because we know Peter's an enemy of Kingpin. But clearly that's not the case. We don't trust Peter anymore. Yes, that's totally it. Like, everyone just jumps to assumptions that they're all just gone, like, they're all just evil. It's not like, at DC Comics, at least, while that does happen sometimes, there's always, like a description. Like, I'll give you an example. If Batman finally took over the League of Assassins, like, he finally became the heir to the League of Assassins throne and took it from Ra's al Ghul. The first thing, like, everyone would be like, oof, that's nerve-wracking, but Batman knows what he's doing. Like, Batman totally knows what he's doing. And Superman would actually go, like, I think even Batman would invite Superman and Wonder Woman and be like, hey guys, just letting you know, I'm taking over the League of Assassins, I'm going to train them to be non-lethal, and they're going to be my private army to help me protect the world globally. Kind of like Batman Incorporated, just times 10, okay? Cool? Cool. Alright, bye guys. There's a gift basket for you guys on the way out. Like, that would tell me that's not what would happen in those comics, where if that was the case, whereas in here, it'd be like, you're clearly evil, Shang-Chi, even though your brother stole... And the whole thing does start, admittedly, because each story feels like a one-shot, really, where each story, I should back up and say, yeah, the 6 issues do feel like all loosely connected, and it all boils to the point with Shang-Chi taking on Thor, which is really cool. Like, how they have him do battle with Thor using godly weapons is really cool. The Spider-Man one is cool because it's basically Spider-Man gets mutated into like a Bigfoot Spider-Man monster. It's a lot of fun. The rest of it is just really like, the rest of it is like, you guys couldn't even ask like a second question or anything. Like, no, Shang-Chi is clearly evil now. There's no going back for him. Clearly that's what happened. Absolutely what happened. I'm not saying this book is bad, by the way. I'm in no way saying this comic is bad. It's actually very well done. The action is very well thought out. The artwork is pretty vibrant. There are some really cool fights in here, although I was kind of hoping we see Shang-Chi, instead of fighting like, it is cool that we get some more stuff, especially in the Fantastic Four fight. There's some characters I did want to see him fight instead. I know it's like the major heavy hitters of the Marvel Universe, like Wolverine representing the X-Men. Obviously you wanted to have him hit, like, take on the pillars of the Marvel Universe. But at the same time, there's like a few fights I want to see from Shang-Chi, like see him fight Deadpool or Iron Fist. I know they've had a few scuff-ups, but I feel like that was a missed opportunity to have him and Iron Fist fight. But then again, I did remember that, oh yeah, this isn't Danny Rand anymore. He's not the immortal Iron Fist. It's someone new. Yeah. All in all, it is a good book. If you want to see Shang-Chi like fight his way through the Marvel characters, and it also builds into a final volume that is out now, and I do want to read it, where we do discover that his mom was trapped in the negative zone. We don't know why, and there's also some mysterious figure out to destroy Shang-Chi for paying for the sins of his father. There's also a few other things in here. We get a new sister to Shang-Chi, Jaylin, who turns out she doesn't have superpowers. Well, she does, but it's not like from her staff. It's actually that she's a mutant, and that's why Wolverine gets involved and gets all like, Krakoa's the only family you want. I'm like, okay, pump the brakes there, Logan. Yeah, the Krakoan era X-Men, while I do enjoy, there are moments in here where I'm like, it's getting a little culty up in here, guys. Anyway, so it is a really good book. If you read Shang-Chi Brothers and Sisters, that's a good way to start, because you might get confused by some things in here. I know it kind of bills itself as Jin Yun Lang. I looked at the fucking name. How about that, Multi? How about you look at the fucking name on the cover before trying to, say the name 5 fucking times, you fucking idiot. Yeah, Jin Yun Lang does a really good job with this book, and there are some pretty cool action sequences in here. My problem is that it just irks me, and this is not the book's fault. This is like Marvel in general, where it always goes to 11 every time. I mean, I get like everyone not trusting Punisher with the hand because it's the Punisher with the hand. That's terrifying, and everyone should be on guard for that. But like everyone just, the moment something is different for any character, all the other characters like, I don't trust you, or I'm watching you, you better shape up or I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, instead of get answers and figure out what's going on logically. Like I said, it's more of a DC, it's more of a Marvel thing than anything else with this book. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this comic if you read it? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. And Chris, thank you once again for this comic, and for the others. And other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.